A healthy man wants 1,000 things. A sick man only wants one. This becomes more and more of a discussion, I think, as we get older, or as we have children, or we have people who rely on us. It becomes the question of, it's just more than you. I remember when I was young and reckless and stupid, I would risk it all. It didn't matter. Sick, hurt, injured. I kept playing. There were years I kept going and kept doing stupid shit. There were years when I just took my body for granted and beat the shit out of that thing. The one I distinctly remember is I'd done my ankle and there was an important basketball game we had to play. So I walked in on crutches, popped some painkillers, strapped my ankle to the shithouse, went out, played a great game, walked back out on crutches. In the moment, that felt awesome. In the moment, that made me feel invincible. In reality, that's fucking stupidity. And now my body pays the price. Like, I have injuries, knee injuries, ankle injuries, hip, shoulder, neck, elbow, fingers, toes, that could have been nowhere near as bad as they are if I'd bothered to take care of them. But when you're young and reckless and you think you're fucking Superman, you take these risks. And it wasn't truly, I didn't truly have the wake-up call until I had kids. First one was, I reached a point where most mornings, due to my knee, I couldn't walk. Especially if I'd done any form of exercise, I couldn't walk. And that was the first time when I was like, maybe it isn't ideal to just shunt away this pain. And so I did the boring as sin work to fix that issue. It took me 2 years to rebuild my knee. I'd ended up tearing my ACL, my MCL, my PCL, my meniscus, and my patella tendon. Across different periods. My knee was fucked. And it took me 2 years to bit by bit by bit by bit build it back to where it was. And now it's pain-free. Now I'm fine, as long as I stay on top of it. But it comes back to a lot of the things we talk about on here. The magic was in the work I was avoiding. I didn't want to do the rehab. I didn't want to do that kind of stuff. I didn't want to have to go through those boring phases. I like strength, I like muscle building, I like hypertrophy, I like being strong, I like building muscle, I like those kinds of things. I didn't want to have to undertake the boring rehab. And yet, when you do the work that you're avoiding, suddenly everything else falls into place. Suddenly I was getting stronger. Suddenly I was getting bigger. Suddenly I could push the limits of my body again because I dealt with the thing that was actually holding me back. Instead of showing up and pushing, at 50% strength, I could push at 100%. The magic was in the work I was avoiding, and I learnt that lesson. But it wasn't until my daughter's first birthday, which was a month before my 30th birthday, that I really stopped and took stock, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? I was horrendously overweight. When my wife was 6 months pregnant with my daughter, I had a heart scare. Ended up in hospital for 5 days. I wasn't looking after myself. And it was at that moment during her first birthday that I looked at it and was like, I want to be around for as many of these as humanly possible. I don't want to just kind of go through life and then end up dying early or not be able to participate in her life. And then we had my son as well, and it really amped it up even further. That I wanted to be present. I wanted to be around as long as possible. I wanted to not just exist though for that time, but play full out, to be a full participant of it. And I've spoken about it before. It's amazing how many times you need to have the wake-up calls before you finally fucking take action. How many times the universe has to bang on your door to be like, wake the fuck up and realize that you are meant to do more. You need to do more, be more, act better, live better.